The first Cap Cam of 2025.
That's
Joel
right.
Penhorwood here with Ohio Agnats and Ohio's Country Journal. And the 2025 Cap Cam series brought to you by Precision Agri Services, Inc. More information at precisionagriservices.com. We're at the farm of David Phelps, Phelps Farms over here outside of Urbana, in the cab with him. And David, thanks so much for letting us come out here.
Thank you for coming. It's good to see you. Good to be a part of this.
Hey, planting corn.
That's right.
Tell us about planting season. When did you get started and how's it going?
We got started on Friday, which would have been the April 18th. And yeah, we've just been moving along pretty good. We've had a few small rains to hold us up just a little bit, but really we've been able to get at it pretty good. So
I live not too far away from here, and I cannot believe how well dry this soil is in this field.
I know. Yeah, you get too far away from here in any direction and nobody's doing anything. We just have, really good drainage right around here. There's a gravel base on a lot of it, and that helps. So, yeah, but we have other fields nearby where we wouldn't be able to do anything right now. So,
yeah. And if you look around, you see some irrigation in this field. Grandpa's helping out over there.
Yep, he's moving the irrigators so that we can plant around them. So, yep.
Working out well. Now, do you get a lot of comments from fellow farmers saying, oh, you got that nice gravel ground down there by Urbana, first one's out? Because it has seemed like a tradition that we put up over in Champaign County for some of the first cab cams of the year.
Yeah, that's true. And people from other areas say, you guys are planting already? Like, yeah, it's planting real nice. So
now let's talk about the equipment you're running. What you got going on behind us here?
Well, behind us is a 1255 24-row Case IH planter, and we're pulling it with a 310 Magnum. Had the same lineup for a few years now, and it's working well for us. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So for now, no, we're sticking with what we've got. This is kind of the year a lot of people are doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, but on that note, you guys do stay busy as a sort of a side hustle, gig.
Yeah.
Helping to put together some equipment.
For our local Case dealership here, we set up field cultivators, vertical tillage tools, and things like that. So, yeah, just kind of started as we built one of our own, and they said, well, you guys didn't do too bad at that. You want to build another one? We said, okay. And that was 15 years ago, and we just kind of kept doing it. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, something to keep you busy with in the summer, I guess, when you're done all you can do in the field. So
let's get back to it's pretty early in the planting season, but you guys have got some fields underneath you, both corn and soybeans.
Yep, we're running both right now. So let's see, this is Tuesday. Since Friday, I've probably planted 500 acres of corn, and I think we're maybe about 300 acres of beans done. So
yeah, this being April 22nd, nice to have that amount kind of underneath it.
Yeah.
Now, what is your policy? What's your strategy when it comes to when it's time to plant? Do you guys have something in mind, or say, hey, it's ready to go, we got to go?
Yeah, it's just all of a sudden one day you just realize, hey, we're ready. I don't know if it's the neighbors start going and everybody gets excited, and you can, the soil looks right, everything feels right, and I don't know, it's just all the factors just one day culminate and you're like, oh, it's time to go.
Yeah.
So you can't really plan to say, I'm going to start April 20th, you never know. So
Right. But, as studies show, higher yields, the earlier you get in, the longer growing season that those things have. Have you guys found that to be the case?
Yeah. And it all depends on when you get your water in the summer. But, usually we tend to dry up later in the summer compared to earlier on. So it's good to get it in there early and get things going while we're getting more water, it seems. So
we're talking about water. We spoke about irrigations earlier in the season. I talk with a lot of farmers say, hey, you hear about when you put in the irrigation on ground that could use it. Sometimes it's a key year. It just pays for itself in a moment.
We suck right out of Kings Creek, which is right over there. and this just seemed like a good place to put one. And yeah, it's definitely been a lifesaver some of those years for sure. Yeah, definitely paid for itself by now. So
Now, speaking of moisture, the dryness of last year, that's really a conversation we have with farmers down in Southeast Ohio.
right, yeah.
How did it hit you
yeah.
here?
Not as bad as they got it for sure. We had a few strategically placed rains throughout the summer that carried us along better. We were better on the corn end than the beans for sure. But no, we were very lucky here compared to those guys. And, it'll be our turn one of these years. So it's just the luck of the draw. But no, things weren't too awful last year for us. So
Well, that's good. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention who else is helping you out on the farm. We talked about Grandpa, but
yeah, Grandpa is over there helping me move the irrigators around, and my brother Andy is up the road planting beans, and then my dad Mike, he is running around keeping everybody going. That's a full-time job in itself, keeping seed to everybody, keeping fuel to everybody. So it takes the whole family to get it done. So we're lucky to have all these people here to help us out. So
and I saw some video of you getting the next generation in the cab.
yeah.
That's a good feeling.
I had my son, he's 13, he was in here planting yesterday, so just trying to, I wouldn't trust him to go out and plant a field by himself yet, but, getting him familiarized with everything, that's important. So that's how it was for me too, so.
Right. All right. Departing words on our final comments from the first cab cam of 2025. David, what would you say to farmers out there watching this saying, man, they're getting some acres under their tires, but things going well?
Things are going well. Everybody just stay safe out there first and foremost, and, just take your time, think about what you're doing, get it done right, and don't worry about what your neighbors are doing. You just do what's best and right for you. So everybody have a great year.
David Phelps of Phelps Farms outside of Urbana in Champaign County, joining us here in the first cab cam of 2025. I'm Joel Penhorwood for the Ohio AgNet. This cab cam series brought to you by Precision Agri-Services, Inc. More information at precisionagriservices.com.
This spring's cab cam series is made possible by Precision Agri-Services, Inc. Since 1994, Precision Agri-Services, Inc. has provided the best agronomic, environmental, ag technology, planter services, and planter products to farmers and agribusinesses. For more info, visit precisionagriservices.com.